I know you guys been hearing this report everywhere, so I'm gonna echo it. Jaguar Wright is arrested. Jaguar Wright is arrested.
It's a no-brainer that Jaguar Wright's news of her getting arrested will send shockwaves through the industry, as she is known as one of the most controversial people. But everyone knows no one would prefer hearing the news about her arrest more than Diddy. Y'all already know how Diddy has been through the worst allegations and scandalous accusations from Jaguar. It's been over a decade that Jaguar Wright has been spilling the beans on Diddy and some other celebrities about their shady dealings behind the scenes. Before we go too far, one of the celebrities Jaguar has also had a bone to pick with over the years is Diddy's supposed best friend, Jay-Z.
Everybody be like, Jack, we like the truth and we like your voice.
Well, I won't say that I hide it. I made a promise to myself. I wouldn't release any music that would earn any profit until I was sure that none of those profits helped.
Anyway, Diddy is currently having the best time of his life as his arch-enemy Jaguar Wright is going through a tough patch with the law. Don't get it wrong, Diddy is not off the hook yet. He's still threading the line of him either getting a cellmate or maintaining his freedom on the outside. But hey, that wouldn't stop him from celebrating his worst enemy getting arrested. Talking about someone who has talked dirt on Diddy's name, Jaguar is definitely on top of the list, along with 50 Cent. And while 50 Cent takes several digs at Diddy in a sarcastic and funny way, Jaguar doesn't seem to have the same energy towards Diddy's shenanigans like that. Jaguar is always spilling really incriminating stuff about Diddy. If Jaguar isn't exposing Diddy for allegedly having something to do with Kim Porter's death, she's actively leading the bandwagon of Diddy putting the likes of Tupac and Biggie Smalls 6 feet underground. You think that's bad? Wait till you hear about Jaguar's never-ending allegation of Diddy allegedly pulling unimaginable strings to take out his fellow former record label artists. Jaguar never stops talking about how Diddy had made sure to silence almost everyone in the old Uptown record label. Jaguar guesses that Diddy has been allegedly taking them out because they were trying to tell on him and his shady dealings.
We gonna get you and your little dog too. And congratulations, young man. Run as fast as Cassie did.
Okay, before we get back to shedding more light on these Jaguar claims, let's take a quick detour to talk about how Jaguar has also always been in the front line of backing up any allegation of scandal Diddy's name is featured in. Whether it's confirmed or not, trust Jaguar to pull up to an interview or set up her cameras to drop her 2 cents on any story with Diddy's name in it. Recently, Jaguar was in her bag as she granted several interviews that featured her talking about Diddy's house raids and homosexual allegations. Jaguar didn't only brief the public about it, she went deep into the story, as she even added some details people didn't know about. Jaguar had claimed she had always known Diddy wasn't a straight man, and he was only living up to his name as the big daddy of the industry. Oh well, it doesn't seem like it's different. Diddy is still like the grown man with the sugar, but folks weren't just aware he was distributing his sugar to men instead of women, like they had thought. Jaguar even went as far as pulling in the likes of T.D. Jakes into Diddy's homosexual ring, talking about how the bishop had also attended some of Diddy's freak-off parties, despite knowing the wild things that go on there.
Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
You know, do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about TDJ.
But y'all want to know something interesting? Inasmuch as Jaguar's allegations against Diddy are jaw-dropping and unbelievable, she never gets checked for it. And sometimes it even turns out other people close to him also agree with what she says. This particular T.D. Jakes and Diddy's claim, Cat Williams briefly mentioned it when he was on the Club Shay Shay podcast. Cat had mentioned how Diddy and T.D. Jakes aren't the kind of people they claim to be in public, and they were always up to no good behind the camera. Cat indirectly concluded they were evildoers and that they would be exposed in 2024. Well, that seemed like a prophecy, because that has been happening unexpectedly. Oh, and there's another person. Everyone is familiar with Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, always bringing the heat and turning up the smoke on Diddy's shocking past while he worked with him. Gene has also discussed several times about how Diddy had been one of the most dangerous people in the industry back in the day. However, Jean's claims just always add more smoke to Jaguar's story. Jaguar has been spilling the beans on Diddy long before anyone thought of it. It gets more interesting when you know it doesn't seem like Jaguar will ever stop. Yeah, she may have gotten arrested right now, but we know for sure we are still getting more juicy details about the Combs empire from Jaguar the moment she steps back into her house. Remember Jaguar even pulling the cards on how she knew Cassie had gone through the worst at the hands of Diddy during the decade-long relationship? That's not the only one. Diddy's sexuality was terribly debated in 2024 after Lil Rod had put him in a tight position following his lawsuit against Diddy in February 2024. Meek Mill and Usher suffered the brunt of the lawsuit, but Meek Mill had it worse than Usher did. Anyway, Diddy was the main topic, so he also got several backlash about it. After the worst had happened, several audio and video clips started popping up on the internet. Okay, this is where things got really heated for all the parties involved. On the other hand, Jaguar had more things to talk about, starting from an audio recording that leaked on social media. The audio had featured Meek and Diddy allegedly getting intimately freaky. This was after Meek had denied having any homosexual contact with anyone. Like that wasn't bad enough. Video evidence and a couple of other compromising stuff made their way to the internet, which further proved Meek may not be as innocent as he had claimed. Anyway, the audio recording was the most compelling part of the story. Folks wanted to know who would have had access to such information. Interestingly, one of Diddy's former bodyguards recorded a video of himself, claiming he was the one who recorded the audio during the time he had worked with Diddy. He claimed he wasn't as wasted as everyone at the party was, because he didn't take the spiked drinks at the party. But it wasn't the same in Jaguar's book. So when Jaguar was asked about the incident, she had so much to say. At first, Jaguar confirmed that Diddy indeed had a sexual relationship with Meek and several other male artists. You might want to brace yourself for the bombshell Jaguar dropped afterward. In Jaguar's words, the former bodyguard wasn't the person who recorded the audio. Y'all want to know who did? According to Jaguar Wright, Nicki Minaj did. Oh yeah, you heard that right. Jaguar claimed Nicki was the person present at the party that recorded Meek and Diddy allegedly going at it. Hence, one of the major reasons Nicki broke up with Meek Mill. Jaguar said Nicki discovered her former boyfriend, Meek Mill, wasn't straight. And to top it all off, he was having his intimate moments with Diddy. And that was the deal breaker for Nicki. Well, that information wasn't as wild as when Jaguar dropped the ball on Diddy grooming Justin Bieber while he was a newbie in the industry. In the series of interviews, audio, videos, and pictures surfacing amidst Diddy's story, a couple of old videos of Diddy and Justin also came up. The first one was all about Diddy making extravagant promises to Justin, followed by a video of Justin repelling, being in the same space where Diddy was. Another one showed how Justin had allegedly gotten molested by other celebrities present at Diddy's parties. Then there's the video that tied the loose ends. The video shows Justin talking about the predatory culture in Hollywood and how young talents are supposed to be protected at all costs. In summary, Jaguar paid more attention to the video of Justin allegedly getting molested by Beckham Odell Jr. and Trey Songz. Jaguar carefully highlighted specific parts of the video to prove Justin was getting passed around and performing wild activities at Diddy's parties. Hence, the reason he got into trouble the times he did was because he was walking with the wrong people in the industry. Truth be told, Justin distanced himself from that particular group, and his entire life changed positively. Anyway, Jaguar may be in cuffs as she's in trouble, but the trouble she has put Diddy in cannot be completely erased from history. But y'all may not understand how deep Jaguar's hatred goes for the big dogs in the industry just yet. While Diddy is still Jaguar's #1 person to expose his dirty secrets, she never also passes up the opportunity to expose Jay-Z. Jay-Z may be the one that often gets overlooked, since he's not as loud as Diddy, but oh boy, Jay-Z seems to be the one to be looked into, and even Jaguar the Spiller agrees with that. According to Jaguar, Jay-Z is even much worse than Diddy in terms of doing anything to have his way in the industry.
Of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life.
Whether it meant silently taking people out, distancing himself from his own people, or even selling his friends out in times of trouble, Jay-Z knows how to do it better. ranging from how Jay-Z had allegedly taken Big L out of the game to helping Beyoncé stay on top by pushing her competitors out of the game and also betraying his day ones. Jay-Z really isn't the type of man to be messed with. Even Diddy knows better. Y'all already notice how Jay-Z has taken himself out of Diddy's life since his drama started? If you don't know, here's a small recap. Ever since things started to get ugly in the Combs empire, the Carter's empire, which has always been close to the Combs, has been nowhere to be found. In the past, Jay-Z and Diddy used to be spotted together at almost every event. But guess what? It's been over 6 months and these two have not even been spotted together anywhere. But folks are not surprised. It's Jay-Z's specialty to take himself out of any impending disaster. He did the same thing to R. Kelly back in the day. R. Kelly was frequently getting into trouble with the law, and Jay-Z left him high and dry. From them being best buddies who collaborated on albums, went on tour together, and even had an interest in the same girl, Aaliyah, to Jay-Z tuning out of the friendship, acting like he had never met R. Kelly a day in his life when the man was arrested and locked up. Well, Jaguar hasn't stopped talking about Jay-Z too in years. So when the news of her arrest went viral, it couldn't have been only Diddy who got the tinkling feeling that one of his enemies was down. Jay-Z must have also caught the happy fever. Jaguar Wright was rumored to have been arrested for a case concerning assault. That shouldn't stick, right? Most probably. Maybe that was the reason Diddy treaded carefully when he said something about the arrest. Diddy only wrote that he was sending his prayers to Jaguar. Okay, Diddy, we know what you did there. Jaguar isn't Diddy's best buddy, so he definitely couldn't have meant it. Diddy was just being sarcastic, because if he were to pick anyone that should take forever to come out of jail, Jaguar Wright would definitely be in Diddy's top picks. After all, she has been nothing but a thorn in Diddy's flesh over the decades. So will Jaguar Wright's arrest lead to her getting into more trouble? Or will she be getting out soon and be able to throw more dirt on Diddy's name? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel or turn on post notifications to avoid missing celebrity news updates.